it comes to the program design for my workouts, there's two main things I think about. The main thing I think about is different movement patterns and how to balance them throughout the workout program. But you also want to strengthen the joints. When it comes to the movement patterns, there's 6 patterns in particular that I consider kind of the primary patterns, kind of like the primary colors on the color wheel. The primary colors define specific points on the color wheel, but most colors are a combination of those primary colors. The same way most exercises aren't purely one pattern or another, but they're a combination. So the 6 primary movement patterns are push and pull in the upper body, hinge and squat in the lower body. Hinge is where you bend at the hip, squat is where you bend at the knee. And then I also add in twist or rotations and carry, which is like grip strength. Trainers who think about things in terms of movement patterns generally use most of these 6 movement patterns. They might define them a little bit differently, but it's usually something like that. I try to make sure that in my workouts, we're hitting every movement pattern consistently, sometimes heavy, sometimes light, sometimes fast, sometimes slow and controlled. And I try to balance all those factors per movement pattern. And then I also focus on the joints. I consider the joint work more like a prehab, kind of like what you would do for rehab exercises, but you're not actually injured, so it's prehab. You're preparing your joints to bulletproof them. These exercises get overlooked, I think, because they don't really fit into the whole bodybuilding thing. At some point, bodybuilding influenced the exercise world and kind of became the standard. And since joint work isn't that productive for bodybuilding, I think it often gets overlooked in most workout programs. But for me, I'm focused on abilities. I'm mostly just curious what I can do, and I'm trying to help my clients answer the same question. So I think it's important to focus on the joints. Even though they're not going to improve the aesthetics so much, they will improve the performance and the longevity and reduce injury risk. So by organizing exercises by movement pattern and by the joint of focus, I can hit all the muscles and I can hit all the joints, and ultimately that's going to give me what I want: efficient development in my functional abilities.